Don't ignore the obvious in PPC marketing. This week, you talked a bit about basic PPC strategies not to ignore. You say to make liberal use of keywords. What is the ideal amount of times to use a keyword, and can you use it too much?
Yeah, you can, and this isn't the world of 10 years ago, when the SEO world, when you just spammed your pages with keywords. So you obviously don't want ads like that. The purpose of ads is to get a point across and elicit some emotion from people. So repeating keywords over and over obviously isn't going to work. One of the things I think is important is we say keywords, not keyword. And so you have to look at your ad group, because a lot of times you'll have multiple phrases in there, or a multiple keyword phrase that you would want to use more than just the one word. Like rental cars is nice, but maybe you're renting vans, or you're renting sports cars, or you're renting things like that. And so you want to make sure that you sort of encompass the entire set of what the ad group is going to be talking about and focused on. If there's too many keywords to focus on a handful, the ad group's too big. You maybe need to break it down. And so don't just focus on one word. We do find examples where just using it in the title is sufficient, but there are instances where repeating it in the second or third line can help. It just has to fit. And it sort of has to complement the other things that you're saying and not just be stuffing it in there for no apparent reason.
I've noticed you use the word popular a lot. How does that play into creating more interest?
So popular is one of those words that everyone wants to be. You don't want to feel like you're making a mistake, and so it's accentuate the positive. So the popular is one of those words where it says, "Hey, you're part of the crowd. Everyone else has felt like this is a good choice. And because it's popular, you're not making a bad choice." And so those are the kind of things that particular word will get at.
What are other foundations of PPC marketing that you feel people ignore?
There's a lot of things that people do, and sort of the topic of these two ads is that it's that sort of features versus benefits. We talk about that a lot in some of our content that we generate. And it's if you write ads that try to elicit feelings and emotion, you will write better ads. So many times people are, lack of a better word, they're lazy, and they say things like thousands to choose from. Well, one is you probably don't have thousands, and two, I don't care. I don't actually want to look at thousands. I want to look at the popular ones. I want to look at the hand-selected, the exclusive. I don't want to spend time going through every single model of something.
Do you find that copywriters do a better job at creating PPC ads than online advertising professionals?
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about how we started the company, in that we initially started by me starting a contest with about 10 people that I worked for at a job I had, and I was actually the best copywriter. And the reason, what sort of spawned the idea for the company was that I had experience in tactical copywriting techniques for short form, and no one else did. And so they didn't have they may have had a good idea, but they didn't have the tactical experience, and so that's where a professional copywriter can come in. The other thing that we find is that most people that manage AdWords accounts are very analytical. It's one of the most analytical parts of marketing and online marketing. And people that are very analytical aren't necessarily the most creative when it comes to writing copy, and vice versa. Your copywriters, the ones that are in our network, are not necessarily the best people to analyze and squeeze another dime out of your account, because they're a little more creative. Artists are artists, engineers are engineers, They're not exactly the same. They're similar, and there's overlap, but they are better at one versus the other.